Ba-da, ba-da, ba-da. Dun, dun. It's a raccoon with a talk show slinging culture facts you might not know. From the biggest flops to the greatest hits, this is Trash Can Tidbits.
Hey everybody, I'm Beaton, and I'll be doing a very different list for you today. Since Midwest Fur Fest is coming up soon, I'd like to get on the ball and start preparing. This week, I'm going to present 10 tips you need to know to prepare for a furry convention. Now, before we get started, these are just things that I do personally. You don't necessarily need to follow my examples. You may have your own set priorities for breaking down what you need to do to prepare for a con, but if you do some of these things, that's great. Let's get started with number 1. Packing the essentials like clothes and stuff is obviously good. You don't want to go to a con naked. That would just be weird and wrong, and you get arrested. I personally like to go to CVS or somewhere and get smaller toiletries like travel size shampoo, body wash, toothpaste, and even a toothbrush. Don't try to carry more than you can handle in a suitcase. And definitely put all those things in small plastic bags. I remember coming home from Anthrocon this year and my shampoo bottle somehow broke open and covered the inside of my toiletry bag. Luckily nothing got damaged. 2. Bring your own towel. I would honestly recommend bringing your own towel because you never know your roommates' cleaning habits. And true story, one con hotel I was at a few years ago literally ran out of towels, and that was a huge problem. It rarely happens, but it did happen to me just once before. After that, I took to bringing my own towel, and it's helped immensely. It also helps save the cleaning staff a little time. 3. Speaking of roommates, if you are planning to room with other people, I would recommend setting up a chat with everyone you plan to stay with on social media, either using Telegram, Twitter, or even swap phone numbers to talk ideas and set up room rules, etc. This will actually help in keeping people in the loop about room situations, privacy, etc. Trust me, it helps to stay in touch beforehand, especially if you're staying with people you don't know. 4. If you have a fursuit and you're planning to fly to a con and you're nervous about traveling with the suit, I would recommend bringing the head as carry-on luggage. I've heard stories of furs who've put their heads in with the rest of their luggage and they ended up being lost, which is not good at all. I also personally put a typed laminated note inside whatever I'm carrying my fursuit in, so that if any airport or TSA employees decide to see what's inside, they can know what it is they're looking at, where it's going, how long the trip is, and to respect and not damage the contents inside. I also do the same thing when I'm going home from a con. To me, that shows proper etiquette when you're traveling with a fursuit. And definitely attach an address label on every single piece of luggage, even your carry-on stuff. 5. Please try not to kill yourself with different things to do at a con. I know there's lots of people there, I know there's lots of things to do, but break things down day by day so that you don't burn out. Take breaks, take as many as you need, pace yourself, the con will still go on regardless. 6. If you're planning to perform at the con, either in the dance competition or in the variety show Masquerade, find a place to practice your routine. And it also doesn't matter if people see you practicing or not. I found this fandom to be very accommodating to other performers, and I'm sure there will be individuals that you can practice in front of to give you tips and whatnot. Try out your act in front of a small group if you like. Early feedback is great before you get up on that stage. 7. Get your registration badge immediately. This is something that I cannot stress enough. I certainly wouldn't want to stand in line for more time than required. Yes, it's expensive if you pre-register, but imagine how much more expensive it's going to be if you want to register on site when you get there, and how much longer you're going to have to wait in line. LineCon is never fun. I have friends who can vouch for last year's MFF. Please pre-reg ASAP and get online ASAP so you can start having fun much quicker. 8. Bring money! Preferably in cash or on a prepaid card, and also bring your credit card just in case. I also personally leave my debit card at home as I cannot stand public ATMs. You never know what'll be inside. If I absolutely need to use an ATM, I use it at home with my own bank before I go. I heard that there was a skimmer at the Hyatt's ATM one last year and a lot of people's accounts got stolen. So please bring as much money as you can and spend it as wisely as possible. Make sure you have money to get you to the con and make sure that you have enough to get you home. 9. Wash your fursuit before you leave for the con and also wash it after you get home. Nobody likes the smell of a musky husky when you get to a con or even at the end of the day. Ugh. Yeah, I may be a trash panda, but I do believe in good hygiene. And going back to that towel idea, yes, please take as many showers as you need to, especially before and after suiting. Brush your suit, spray it, air out your head. It'll totally help in making it look and smell nice for the whole con. I know one major rule is called 6-2-1, 6 hours of sleep, 2 meals, 1 shower, which is fine, but I strongly recommend much more than those numbers. And 10. Finally, see if you can get snacks and food for your room. It'll totally help in saving money if you bring things like drinks, cold cuts for sandwiches, chips, and other things, especially if your room has a refrigerator. You don't always need to eat out to have a good time. I've learned about this from previous cons I've been at. If you want something to eat, make suggestions for what to bring. This will also be highly unlikely, but in case your room has a kitchen and one or more of you can cook, make something yummy for your roommates. Again, this is a cost-cutting measure. You definitely want to be properly fed when you're at a con. Unless you get con crud, and I unfortunately can't help you there. And there you go. Hopefully you learned something from my own con preparations. And again, you don't need to follow my directives personally to have a good time. You march to the beat of your own drum. Oh, and before I go, don't forget the most important part of all this. Have fun. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, share, and give that notification bell a ring to be notified for future videos. Thanks for watching, and I hope to see you at MFF.